Welcome to the deep dive. We take a whole bunch of sources and, boil them down to the most interesting stuff. Today, we are tackling AI and human creativity. It's a topic you're going to find pretty fascinating. We got a really great mix to work with today. An article from Muse by Cleos, another piece focusing on AI and the writer's unique voice. And to spice things up a little bit, a YouTube debate called Writing Wars, AI versus Human Creativity. So the big question here, can AI truly, replicate human creativity? Or is it just a super powerful tool in our creative arsenal? Let's find out. Joining me to navigate this is our expert. They basically live and breathe this stuff.
I'm excited to dive in. What's really interesting here is how quickly this landscape is changing. Just a few years ago, we were marveling at AI's ability to just generate basic text, and now we're seeing it compose music, create art, even write screenplays.
Right, warp speed. And speaking of speed, the Muse by Cleos article had this example of AI-generated Nike ad copy that just caught my eye. It read, because I was born believers, if you can beat him, legend that thing. Okay, maybe not award-winning material, but it definitely highlights the sheer volume of content AI can pump out. The YouTube debate even claimed AI can write faster than we can think.
Yeah, it's true that AI excels at tasks like generating large amounts of text really quickly, but it's important to distinguish between quantity and quality. That Nike copy, while grammatically correct, it lacks the emotional depth and persuasive power of, human-crafted messaging. And that's where the real debate lies. Can AI truly grasp the nuances of language, the subtle layers of meaning that resonate with us on a human level?
That's a great point. It's like comparing a fast food burger to a gourmet meal. Both, they fill you up, but the experience is totally different. But before we get too deep into the qualitative side of things, let's talk about what AI is already doing well. The Muse by Cleos article mentioned IBM's Watson Advertising Accelerator and how it's being used to personalize ad campaigns. They specifically highlighted the Ad Council's COVID vaccine education initiative, which saw a significant jump in website traffic after implementing Watson's recommendations.
What's fascinating here is how AI is being used to, optimize marketing efforts at scale. The Ad Council example shows how AI can analyze massive amounts of data to identify patterns and tailor messaging for maximum impact. This aligns with a point made in the YouTube video. AI's strength lies in its efficiency. It can process information and identify trends far faster than any human team, making it a powerful tool for data-driven decision-making.
So AI may not be winning any creative writing awards just yet, but it's definitely proving its worth in the marketing world.
Absolutely. And it's not just limited to advertising. AI is making inroads in various creative industries, from music composition to visual art. But to answer your earlier question about AI replicating true creativity, we need to delve into the capabilities and limitations of tools like GPT-3.
All right, GPT-3. The Muse by Cleos article mentioned the play at the Young Vic. That used GPT-3 to generate dialogue in real time. I mean, that's pretty mind-blowing, right?
It is impressive.
Yeah.
GPT-3, with its massive data set and advanced language processing abilities, can generate remarkably human-like text. However, the article also highlighted some ethically problematic outputs from the play, which brings us to a crucial consideration with AI, the mirror problem.
The mirror problem.
Yeah.
That sounds intriguing. Tell me more.
Essentially, AI models like GPT-3 learn from the data they are trained on. If that data contains biases, inaccuracies, or harmful content, the AI will reflect and potentially amplify those issues in its output. It's like holding a mirror up to society's flaws and getting a magnified reflection. The article even gave some humorous examples of AI-generated ad ideas that were creative but lacked context. For Ford, it came up with, "What if we did something with a skydiving car chase?"
Now, that's an idea. I'm not sure how well it would sell cars, but it's definitely outside-the-box thinking.
Exactly. It highlights the tendency for randomness and unpredictability in AI-generated content. While AI can produce unexpected and sometimes creative ideas, it often lacks the nuanced understanding of human values, ethics, and cultural sensitivities that guide our own creative processes. This leads to a question posed in the Author Nation video. Can AI truly grasp the layers of language that make human communication so rich? Can it understand humor, empathy, and the subtleties of human expression?
It's a question that takes us to the heart of what it means to be creative. If AI can't grasp those deeper layers of human experience, can it truly replicate the essence of human creativity? We're going to unpack that more as this deep dive continues. But first, I want to take a moment to thank the brilliant minds at TelleCast for bringing us this fascinating exploration. If you're enjoying this deep dive and are hungry for more thought-provoking content, do yourself a favor and subscribe to TelleCast. They curate the most interesting topics and deliver them right to your ears.
It's like having a personal research assistant who sifts through the noise and delivers the most insightful nuggets of knowledge.
Okay, now back to our discussion. We've talked about AI as this content-generating machine, but the article on AI and a writer's voice presented a different perspective. It explored the idea of AI as a creative partner, rather than a replacement for human writers. What are your thoughts on that?
It's an exciting possibility. Imagine AI tools that could help us overcome writer's block, generate new ideas, or even refine our writing style. The Muse by Kleos article mentioned tools like Jasper.ai, which are designed to assist writers in various tasks.
That sounds incredibly useful, especially for someone like me who occasionally stares at a blank page for hours.
And
The YouTube video even pointed out that AI never suffers from writer's block.
the article on Voice explored how AI can be trained on an individual's writing style to generate content that mimics their unique voice. It's almost like having a digital ghostwriter who knows your style inside and out.
That's pretty cool. But is it really capturing the essence of someone's voice?
Hmm.
What about the emotional depth, the personal experiences, and the unique perspective that shine through in human writing? Can AI truly replicate those intangible qualities?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And one we'll continue to explore in the next part of our deep dive. But one thing is certain, human intervention remains crucial. AI-generated content often requires editing and refining. We bring the personal perspectives, the emotional layers, and the factual accuracy that AI often struggles with. It's fascinating to think about, isn't it? We're talking about AI potentially replicating a writer's voice. But what does that even mean? Is it just mimicking style? Or can AI truly understand the experiences and emotions that shape a writer's perspective?
That's a great question. And it gets to the heart of what makes human creativity so unique. We're not just talking about churning out words. It's about conveying emotions, telling stories, and connecting with audiences on a deeper level. The Muse by Kleos article even touched on this, asking if AI content becomes indistinguishable from human work. Does it even matter who created it?
It's a question that challenges our very definition of creativity and authorship. And honestly, there's no easy answer. But thinking about AI as a creative partner, not just a mimic, it opens up some really exciting possibilities. What if AI could help us explore new ideas, break through creative blocks, or even push the boundaries of our own artistic expression?
That's a much more optimistic way to look at it. Instead of fearing AI as a threat, we can view it as a tool for collaboration and innovation.
Hmm.
Kind of like having a creative sparring partner,
Yeah.
bouncing ideas off each other and pushing each other to think differently.
Exactly. And the YouTube debate brought up an interesting point about this. One of the speakers argued that AI could help democratize creativity, making it accessible to people who might not have traditional artistic skills.
That's an interesting angle. Imagine AI tools that could help anyone write a song, create a painting, or even design a video game. Suddenly, the barriers to entry in creative fields become much lower.
Precisely. And that could lead to an explosion of new ideas and artistic expressions from people who might never have had the opportunity to create otherwise. It's a potential upside that we should definitely be excited about.
Absolutely. It's like giving everyone a set of creative superpowers. But even with all these potential benefits, we can't ignore the potential downsides. Earlier, we talked about the mirror problem,
Hmm?
where AI can reflect and amplify biases present in the data it's trained on. That seems like a major concern, especially in creative fields where representation and diversity are so important.
You're right. It's something we need to be extremely mindful of. If we're not careful, AI could end up reinforcing harmful stereotypes and limiting creative expression rather than expanding it.
So how do we mitigate that risk? Is it a matter of being more selective about the data we use to train AI models? Or are there other safeguards we need to put in place?
It's a complex issue, and there's no easy solution. But I think it starts with acknowledging the problem and being intentional about how we develop and deploy AI in creative contexts. We need to ensure that diverse voices are represented in the data, that AI systems are regularly audited for bias, and that human oversight remains a critical part of the creative process.
That makes sense. It's like anything else, we need to use AI responsibly and ethically. But shifting gears a bit, I'm curious about the impact AI is already having on creative industries. The Muse by Kleos article mentions several examples of companies using AI to generate marketing content, write scripts, and even compose music. Are these isolated cases? Or are we seeing a broader trend here?
It's definitely a growing trend. AI is becoming increasingly integrated into various stages of the creative process, from ideation to production to distribution. And it's not just limited to big tech companies. Smaller studios, independent artists, even individual creators are finding ways to leverage AI to enhance their work.
So it's not necessarily about AI replacing human creativity, but rather changing the way we create and collaborate.
Exactly. AI can be a powerful tool for augmenting human creativity, allowing us to do things we couldn't do before, or to do them more efficiently and effectively. But ultimately, it's still up to us, the human creators, to guide the process, make the artistic choices, and infuse our work with the emotional depth and meaning that resonate with audiences.
That's a reassuring thought. It's like we're entering this exciting new era where the lines between human and machine creativity are blurring, but the human element remains at the core. And speaking of exciting new eras, I have to give another shout out to TelleCast for curating this incredible deep dive. If you're loving this conversation as much as I am, make sure to subscribe to TelleCast. They've got an amazing lineup of deep dives covering a wide range of fascinating topics, so you're sure to find something that piques your interest.
It's the perfect channel for curious minds who crave knowledge and aren't afraid to dive deep into complex and thought-provoking subjects.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Okay, let's get back to our exploration of AI and human creativity. We've covered a lot of ground, but there's still so much to unpack. Where do we go from here?
Well, we've talked about AI's potential as a creative partner, but what about its limitations? Are there aspects of human creativity that AI will never be able to replicate? And how do we ensure that AI is used ethically and responsibly as it becomes more integrated into creative fields? These are all questions we'll delve into in the final part of our deep dive.
I'm intrigued. I feel like we're just scratching the surface of this topic, and I can't wait to explore these deeper questions.
Yeah.
But for now, we'll have to leave our listeners hanging. Don't worry, though. We'll be back soon with the final part of our deep dive into AI and human creativity. Welcome back to the deep dive. We've been exploring, this evolving relationship between AI and human creativity. And in this final part, we're going to tackle some of the bigger questions that have kind of emerged from our discussion. So specifically, where does AI fall short? And what guardrails do we need as AI becomes increasingly intertwined with creative work?
Yeah, it's important to acknowledge that for all its advancements, AI still struggles with certain aspects of creativity that just come, naturally to humans. For example, AI lacks genuine emotional intelligence. It can mimic emotions based on patterns in data, but it doesn't truly feel or understand them the way humans do.
That makes sense. It's like the difference between reading about love in a book and actually experiencing it firsthand. You can learn the mechanics, but the true depth of feeling comes from lived experience. So if AI lacks that genuine emotional core, can it truly create art that resonates with us on a deeply human level?
It's a question that philosophers and artists will likely debate for years to come. But one thing is certain. AI-generated art often feels, well, a little sterile. It can be technically impressive, but it often lacks the soul, the raw emotion, the human touch that makes art truly captivating.
That brings us to another crucial question. How do we ensure that AI is used ethically and responsibly in creative fields? We've already talked about the mirror problem, where AI can perpetuate biases present in the data it's trained on. What other ethical considerations do we need to be mindful of as AI becomes more integrated into, creative workflows?
One concern is the potential for AI to be used to create deceptive or manipulative content. Imagine AI-generated deepfakes that are indistinguishable from real footage, or AI-written articles that spread misinformation.
That's a chilling thought. It seems like we're entering an era where we need to be more critical than ever of the content we consume, especially as the lines between human-created and AI-generated content become increasingly blurred.
Absolutely. We need to develop new tools and strategies for verifying the authenticity and credibility of information. And we need to be more aware of the potential for AI to be used for nefarious purposes.
So it's not just about the creative potential of AI, but also about the responsibility that comes with wielding such a powerful tool.
Exactly. AI is a double-edged sword. It can be used to create incredible things, but it also has the potential to be misused. We need to approach AI development and deployment with a sense of caution and ethical awareness.
Which brings us back to the role of human creators. Even with all of AI's advancements, it seems like human oversight and judgment will remain crucial in navigating these ethical challenges and ensuring that AI is used for good.
I couldn't agree more. AI can be a powerful tool, but it's ultimately up to us, the human creators, to guide its development and use it in a way that benefits society and enhances, not diminishes, our shared humanity.
That's a great point to end on. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, from the mechanics of AI content generation to the philosophical implications of AI creativity. And while we've raised more questions than we've answered, I think that's a good thing. It means we're engaging with a truly complex and evolving topic that will continue to shape our world in profound ways.
And as we move forward, it's crucial that we keep having these conversations, questioning assumptions and exploring the ethical dimensions of AI. The future of creativity isn't just about technological advancement. It's about how we choose to use those advancements to enrich our lives and express our shared humanity.
Well said. Huge thank you to our expert for sharing their insights
Yeah.
and navigating this complex landscape with us. And of course, a massive thank you to TelleCast for providing the fuel for this deep dive. If you enjoyed this exploration and are eager to dive deeper into other fascinating topics, make sure to subscribe to TelleCast. They're your one-stop shop for thought-provoking content that will challenge your perspectives and expand your horizons.
It's the perfect channel for curious minds who never stop asking questions and seeking new knowledge.
So, until next time. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep into the world of ideas.